Do you eat garlic every day, hoping to lower blood pressure, fight off colds, or boost your energy, yet still feel no real change? You're not alone. What many seniors after 60 don't realize is that if garlic is cooked too soon after chopping, its most powerful healing compound never forms. And without it, garlic loses its medicinal strength and becomes little more than flavoring. This small timing window can make all the difference, especially for seniors after 60, whose bodies rely more than ever on natural remedies to support immunity, circulation, and energy. But here's the problem. Most seniors skip this step entirely, not out of carelessness, but simply because no one ever told them it mattered. In today's video, we'll walk through 6 common garlic mistakes that quietly drain its healing power and show you how to fix each one with simple, practical steps. Hello everyone, I'm Vernon. For over 25 years, I've worked with older adults in clinics, community centers, and home kitchens. In that time, I've seen how small, consistent food choices can powerfully shape health, confidence, and energy after 60. Many of the seniors I've worked with have turned to garlic, hoping to support heart health or boost their immune system. And that makes sense. Garlic has been used for generations, with modern science backing up many of its traditional uses. But something started to bother me. Despite using garlic regularly, many seniors still struggled with fatigue and inflammation. They were doing what seemed healthy, yet the results didn't always match the effort they were putting in each day. So I started asking more detailed questions, not just what they ate, but how they handled ingredients like garlic. And that's when I noticed a pattern. Small preparation habits were quietly canceling out garlic's most valuable effects. Not because anyone was careless, but because no one had ever explained how garlic really works inside the body. That realization pushed me to dig deeper into garlic science, especially how it relates to nutrition for seniors. And what I discovered changed how I prepare garlic in my own kitchen, and what I now recommend to every older adult. Mistake number 1: cooking garlic too soon. For many older adults, garlic is one of the first things they toss into the skillet just seconds after chopping. It's a familiar rhythm: peel, mince, and sauté while the pan is still warming. But this common habit could be preventing garlic from delivering its full medicinal effects. The key lies in a compound called allicin, widely considered as the main driver of garlic's immune, anti-inflammatory, and cardiovascular health benefits. Allicin doesn't exist in whole garlic cloves. It's created only when garlic is chopped or crushed and left to rest for at least 10 minutes. That pause allows an enzyme called alliinase to react with allicin, unlocking garlic's true potential. When garlic is cooked too quickly after cutting, that enzyme is destroyed before the reaction can happen, meaning no allicin and far fewer health benefits. The garlic might still smell wonderful, but it won't support heart health, immune function, or healthy aging the way it should. A 2020 study in Food Science and Nutrition found that waiting 10 minutes before cooking significantly increased allicin preservation, especially when garlic was added at lower temperatures. For older adults seeking to support nutrition for seniors naturally, this small change makes a measurable difference in garlic potency. For anyone over 60 managing inflammation, blood pressure, or digestive changes, this simple pause can help garlic work with your body, not against it. It's one of the easiest ways to maximize garlic's power without changing anything else in your routine. Cooking garlic right after chopping is a common habit, but now you know why waiting matters. If you found this tip helpful, feel free to like the video and subscribe for more insights on senior health. And don't forget to turn on the notification bell so you won't miss the next simple way to support your well-being through food. Let's move from the stovetop to the store shelf, because the next mistake often begins before you even bring the garlic home. Mistake number 2: using pre-peeled garlic. Most people think the biggest mistake garlic happens at the stove, but sometimes it starts in the grocery aisle. Pre-peeled garlic may look clean and convenient, but what you gain in time, you lose in medicinal power. A 2019 study in the Journal of Food Science and Technology found that garlic cloves begin losing antioxidant effects within 24 hours of peeling. Exposure to oxygen, light, and cold storage accelerates the breakdown of bioactive compounds, including allicin, flavonoids, and sulfur-based antioxidants. These are the very compounds that support immune system function, blood pressure control, and nutrient absorption, especially important in nutrition for seniors. That's something Elaine, 74, didn't realize until her daughter brought it up. Elaine had arthritis in her hands and switched to pre-peeled garlic to make cooking easier. It smelled just as strong, she said, so I thought it was fine. But over time she felt more bloated, her energy dipped. And her usual garlic-based recipes didn't seem to help her senior health like they used to. At her daughter's suggestion, Elaine switched back to using whole garlic bulbs, along with a silicone tube peeler and mini food chopper. Just a week later, she said her digestion felt smoother and her post-meal fatigue had eased. She hadn't changed what she ate, just the garlic she used. For adults over 60, fresh garlic selection matters. Pre-peeled cloves may save time, but they often come at the cost of garlic medicinal effects. Choosing whole, unpeeled bulbs is one of the simple ways to preserve garlic potency and support healthy aging through everyday meals. Is pre-peeled garlic something you've relied on at home for convenience? We'd love to hear how it's worked for you. Feel free to share in the comments and help others make informed choices for better senior health. Preserving garlic's strength doesn't stop once it's chopped. What happens next can make or break its benefits. Mistake number 3. Storing garlic in the fridge. Garlic may be powerful, but it's also surprisingly delicate when it comes to storage. The way you store it can quietly decide whether it heals your body or simply flavors your food. And for many older adults, one common kitchen habit has been weakening garlic's benefits for years without anyone noticing. Walter, 76, thought he was doing everything right. He kept a neat fridge, prepped meals ahead, and always had garlic on hand. Like many others, he stored it next to the vegetables, believing the cool temperature would help it stay fresher longer. But over time, he noticed his garlic turning soft, sprouting early, and tasting faint, almost hollow. Something had changed. He assumed this was normal, just another sign of aging. But one afternoon, a neighbor gave him garlic from her pantry. It was firmer, more fragrant, and the flavor hit deeper. That night, his garlic-tossed greens tasted more alive than they had in months. It was a small moment, but it made him question whether cold storage was doing more harm than good. Cold environments disrupt garlic's natural curing process and speed up nutrient loss through trapped moisture and enzyme breakdown. Over time, this weakens its medicinal compounds, especially sulfur-based antioxidants that support immune and cardiovascular health. For anyone focused on senior health, these changes can quietly reduce garlic's contribution to healing and disease prevention. A 2019 study in Post-Harvest Biology and Technology confirmed that refrigeration reduced garlic's antioxidant effects by more than 40% within 2 weeks. It's a loss most people never notice, but one that matters deeply when you're trying to make food work for you after 60. Do you usually store your garlic in the fridge without thinking much about it? Give this video a like to support more practical tips for senior health, and feel free to share your own garlic habits in the comments. Once garlic is stored properly, the next big question is when and how you bring it to the heat. Mistake number 4. Waiting too long to add garlic. Garlic works best when it has time to activate in the pan, not just sitting on top of a finished dish. In trying to avoid burning it, many older adults waited too long to add garlic, thinking they're preserving its benefits. But that cautious habit might be the very reason garlic-rich meals don't seem to improve digestion or energy the way they once hoped. Unlike some herbs that release their flavor instantly, garlic's compounds need a brief moment with heat to unlock their full potential. Low to moderate cooking allows its natural sulfur compounds to convert into bioactive forms that support circulation, digestion, and immune strength. Especially in nutrition for seniors, this timing makes all the difference between enjoying garlic's aroma and receiving its deeper medicinal effects. That's something Marcia, 70, learned after months of feeling disappointed with her favorite garlic-heavy dishes. She cooks from scratch every day, adding garlic into nearly every meal, but always at the very end, after turning off the stove. Her grandson, a dietetics student, watched one evening as she stirred minced garlic into hot broth after serving. He gently explained that garlic's healing compounds don't just need to be present, they need the right heat to be activated. A 2020 paper in Frontiers in Pharmacology supports this, showing that garlic's anti-inflammatory effects are stronger when it's briefly cooked at low heat. For older adults hoping to maximize garlic potency, sautéing garlic for 30-60 seconds before other ingredients go in can make all the difference. Which part of your garlic routine might be holding back its full potential? Leave a comment and share your habits. It may help someone cook smarter for better senior health and flavor. Of course, not everyone feels up to chopping garlic every day, and that's exactly where the next mistake begins. Mistake number 5. Choosing garlic supplements over real garlic. In an effort to make garlic more effective, many older adults turn to supplements as a simpler alternative to the real thing. It seems like a smart trade: no peeling, no chopping, no strong smell in the kitchen, just one capsule a day, and you're done. But when it comes to senior health, convenience doesn't always equal effectiveness, especially with a food as sensitive as garlic. Garlic's most beneficial compound, allicin, is highly unstable and only forms when fresh garlic is crushed and rested. That activation process doesn't happen inside most capsules, no matter what the label claims. Even supplements labeled 1,000 milligrams often contain little to no usable allicin once processed and packaged. A 2022 clinical review in Phytotherapy Research examined dozens of garlic supplements and found wide variability in actual potency. Only a handful showed consistent medicinal effects, and even then, they were most effective when paired with a fresh garlic diet. For anyone focused on nutrition for seniors, supplements may offer small support, but they should never replace real, whole garlic. Joanne, 68, made that exact switch a year ago. Arthritis made chopping garlic difficult, so she turned to pills for convenience. She hoped they would support her heart health and digestion, but after months, she felt no different. At her next visit, her dietitian gently explained the difference between processed garlic powder and active compounds in fresh cloves. Joanne returned to real garlic, using a silicone peeler and mini chopper. Within weeks, her bloating eased and her energy stabilized. She didn't change her meals, only the garlic she trusted to support her senior health. Garlic can be a daily ally for better aging, but only when it's handled with care, not shortcuts. And there's one final mistake that's more common than you'd think: not using enough garlic to make a real difference. Mistake number 6. Not using enough garlic to see an effect. A 2023 clinical trial published in BMC Complementary Medicine and Therapies reveals something many older adults overlook. Garlic only begins to affect blood pressure and immune function at higher, consistent doses, roughly the equivalent of 1 to 2 cloves a day. Let's talk about how that plays out in real life. Years ago, I thought I was doing just fine with garlic, adding a little here and there for flavor. Sometimes it was a half clove in soup, a sprinkle of powder on toast, or just rubbing it on the pan. I figured that since garlic was strong, even a tiny bit would deliver the benefits I kept reading about. But over time, I began to wonder why I wasn't feeling the difference. I still had low energy, my blood pressure wasn't budging, and my immune system didn't feel any stronger. It wasn't until I dug deeper that I realized something surprising. I simply wasn't using enough to get a medicinal effect. Like many older adults, I had been using garlic more as a seasoning than as a therapeutic food. But science has shown clearly, dosage matters. One clove here and there might add flavor, but for those focused on senior health, consistent use in the right amounts is what unlocks true garlic medicinal effects. These days, I treat garlic more like a daily ally than a background flavor. 1 to 2 cloves, crushed, rested, and gently cooked. Now there is a permanent place in how I care for myself through food. It's a simple act, but one that helps me feel more grounded and more intentional with how I nourish my body through everyday meals. Have you actually been using garlic in the right amount, 1 to 2 cloves a day, consistently? If not, this is the perfect time to start. Try it for the next 2 weeks. Crush it, let it rest, cook it gently, and see how your body responds. Then come back and let us know in the comments how you feel. Your story might just be the encouragement someone else needs to begin their own healing journey. We've just explored 6 garlic mistakes that may seem small, but can quietly affect how you feel each day. Cooking garlic too soon, using pre-peeled cloves, storing it in the fridge, adding it too late, relying on supplements, or simply not using enough. Each habit chips away at garlic's healing potential, and over time, these little things add up. Personally, I haven't stopped using garlic, I've just changed how I work with it. Now, I let it rest after chopping, store it properly, cook it gently, and use enough to actually make a difference. It's not about doing everything perfectly, it's about making small, thoughtful adjustments that respect how our bodies change with age. Before trying new dietary habits, especially if you're managing medications or health conditions, I always recommend checking in with your doctor. They can help make sure your food choices support your goals and fit your unique needs. Which garlic mistake have you been making? Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Feel free to share your experience in the comments. If this video helped you, give it a like. Don't hesitate to share it with someone who still uses garlic the old way. And subscribe to my channel for more simple, science-backed tips on senior health. A small click from you could make a big difference in someone else's life. For more helpful guidance like this, you may enjoy my next video. Seniors, still reheating these 3 foods? That's why you feel bloated, especially number 3. The link is in the description below, ready whenever you're ready to take the next smart step.